Basket Case Mama Fab Finds, and I am here with another haul video. For those of you that watch my videos frequently, you'll often know that notice that a few of them in a row will have the same outfit on. It's not, I'm doing them all on the same day, and I'm just not changing clothes because no one cares. No one cares. I know there's people that'll record multiples and they'll change their shirt like every video. No. Sorry, boys and girls. I shower daily and I didn't change my clothes because it's the same day. In fact, it's the same morning. The sun is just coming up, which means it's getting near 5:30. I've been up since 4:30. My dog has an itchy thing. She's going to have to go to the vet. She's been chewing and pulling out little bits of fur or something. I don't know if she got into some poison ivy or she gets flea and tick treatment, so I don't think it's flea or ticks, but something obviously is irritating her. I don't know if she got into something and ate something. My dog is not discerning. She has eaten mushrooms in the yard, which are bad for her. She gets sick and I watch her, so we're out there with her, so she doesn't, she's stealth. It's not like we're not keeping an eye on her. We do. We've taken her to the vets for it before, and she'll just usually get upset stomach, and sometimes it'll make her itch. So I'm wondering, did she get into something, or is it just, it is a season? There's poison ivy, there's poison oak. Did she get into something like that, or does she have, like, I hope not, like ringworm or something? But stuff happens with kids and dogs, and they're like toddlers. They find things to roll. She rolls in things, like, she loves stink bugs. We don't, but she does. She thinks they're her friends and she loves them, so she rolls on them, and then she smells like stink bug. And they're called stink bugs for a reason, because they stink. So right now she was up a lot of the night, which meant I was up much of the night because she itched. And she sleeps with me, so she's like scratch. And I don't think she's got like fleas or anything, because normally then I would know. And she does get a flea and tick treatment, but presently she's under my cape. She was sleeping. She just shook, and that means something's itching again. But she's sleeping under my desk right now. She has her place to sleep over here, but for some reason today she's under my desk. So she's feeling a little needy this morning. But anyway, today I'm showing you some things I picked up at yard sales or thrift shops or wherever else I find things. It is yard sale season still, and the weather has not so hot, so I have been out a couple times. But I have so many things to list. It's stunning how much stuff I have to list. I have such a pile of things going right now that are in the queue for listing. So for those of you that haven't seen me before, I've been doing this as professionally, quote unquote, if you want to call it that, for 3 years. But I've sold on eBay since eBay started, so that's really familiar to me. And before that, I was in management with a marine terminal, and I was in charge of billing and things like that. Did human resources for a few years, so I've done many things. But now I'm retired, and I figured I would do this to pay down some debt. And I'm working on my own business, which is called Go Godly Worldwide, and you can check that out online. There is a website, but that's in production right now. So this is just like supplemental. It's supposed to be part-time. For those wanting to do this part-time, warning, danger. It's very hard to do it part-time, and it starts taking over your life, and then it becomes more full-time than part-time. And I'm trying to hone it back a little bit. And then, if you're doing videos and YouTube, I post on Wednesdays once a week, but it becomes quite a lot. Okay, so it can become very overwhelming. So just pace yourself and know that you don't have to scale. You don't have to go big. You can do niche markets and do like all toys or all this or all that, and make your life a little simpler. But there's lots of interesting things about it, and I do enjoy it, and it's always a treasure hunt, and it's always fun. So honestly, it's worth it. To me, it's worth it. So anyway, I'm taking some things out of the bag because we'll see. But so these are things I picked up at yard sales. I think these are from a yard sale. I do think. So, yeah. Oh, no, this is probably from the church sale, because we have a church nearby, a Catholic church that does a church sale twice, well, actually 3 times a year. So they do the first one, and I did that earlier this year, and you probably already saw those videos if you follow me at all. And then they had the second one later in July where I picked up some more things, and I got some good things, and I got to meet some other resellers. So hi, other resellers out there. And then after that one, they do like a fill-a-bag one, $5 for like a regular brown paper bag, and you can fill it for $5. But I didn't go back for that one this time, because actually I don't think I was around, but I did last year. But these are little ceramic mice, and there's 2 of them, and this one has an orange vest, and I just love the little eyelashes. There's no markings on the bottom of them, so I can't tell you, you know, if they were made by a ceramic person that just did ceramics for fun, or if they were actually made by a company. But I paid 50 cents for each of them, and this one has a little hymn book and Christmas Carol book. So I'll probably sell them as a pair. And I'm thinking, I'm sorry, it's making clanky noises, but it's not as bad as it sounds, I promise. I'm being gentle. I'm going to say probably for the pair of them, $20, give or take. I always post the actual, what I looked it up online and what has sold for recently, if I can find them over here. The one thing I've discovered about myself and finding things is I apparently am a unicorn finder. I find things that haven't sold in 10 years. I find the one item in the last video or the one before, there was a anthropomorphic older plastic Humpty Dumpty bank, like piggy bank, that I found. There are tons of them, different kinds, like iron ones and other ones and different color ones and more cartoony ones. Mine's like very, like the egg is kind of grayish color, and it's a little weird. It's a weird looking thing, but it's cool. None like that one, not one exactly like that one. So then you have to kind of educate a guest. Like, if it's the only one and there isn't one around, you always go high. You can put it on auction for like what the least you'll take for it and see what happens a couple times, and then price it in there and, you know, wait and see. It's kind of a complicated a little bit, but you have to do your best educated guess based on what other things similar to it is sold for, and how, you know, how much you have into it, and, you know, how much you'd like to make on it, that kind of thing. Sometimes you'll do really well. Sometimes you'll think, ooh, should have sold it for more because it sold really fast. But you know what? For me, I just look at it as, if I've made a decent profit on it and somebody's happy with it, it's good. It's good. You know, it's all good. But I'd be sad to find out it was worth $1,000 and I sold it for 50. But, you know, if you don't know, you don't know. I mean, there's just, I have a site that I pay for that shows me up to 10 years of things that sold. But some of the prices on there are not what it sold for, but what it was listed for, or, you know, and sometimes it's auction sites would sell for more. So there's a lot of, you kind of have to gauge what you're looking at, and, you know, understand that if you have it priced too high, it's not going to sell, and if you have it priced too low, it's going to sell fast, but you're making money either way. So you just got to make your peace with, not everything is going to be perfect science when it comes to this sometimes, but you have to look things up, because most things you'll find, but every now and then I get something there are none of them. So this cute little guy, I want to say he's maybe is he Ashton Drake or something? I don't know. But he's a doll. He's musical. He plays Little Drummer Boy. He's missing one of his drumsticks that's supposed to be in this hand. But he has this one. And I might be able to fabricate it, because it's just a dowel with a little wood ball on the side, painted brown. So that's not, like, I might be able to fabricate that. I'm actually fabricating a witch's broom for another thing that was missing a broom. So that's not a big deal to me, and it winds up. But I gotta tell you, I actually have somebody that might want like this, so it may not go up on online. I feel it out a little bit, but I know somebody that might actually like this, and it might make a very sweet gift. So we'll see about that one. So in the last video, I think it was, I was showing you that I had picked up some Tiffany things. So these are little Tiffany bags. I have, I think, 8 of them or something. There were a bunch of Tiffany boxes and bags, and there's little Tiffany envelopes for cards and I picked them up. So I will lock them up and sell them. I think these were all like $1 for like a whole package of them. So we'll see what happens. But Tiffany boxes and bags do sell online, and they do pretty well. For the little ones, I'll probably like do 2 of them for maybe $10 or something. But like I said, they're bags. That's not a bad thing. And then I had some little boxes like this. So again, $10, $12, maybe a little bit more. Don't ask me why, but they are good. Then I picked up 2 of these. I think I showed another one in another video, but these are like trinket dishes, and it's Queen of Hearts from the nursery rhyme. It says like something about Queen of Hearts and tarts and things like that. I forget what the nursery rhyme is off the top of my head. I know lots of nursery rhymes. That's not the one that sticks there, but when I was a little girl, I could have told you, because I had a nursery rhyme book and I knew all of them by heart. Every Mother Goose nursery rhyme I knew by heart. And I like them. So this is a brass Peace on Earth ornament. It's not signed on the back, but I tend to do pretty well with brass ornaments, like from like national parks and different locations and these kinds of things, especially around the holidays. You know, they're pretty, they catch the light, and people like them, and they're lightweight and easy to store. So I'm going to say probably $5 to $10, depending on who made it and if that matters. And then I picked up a couple of these guys. This is also from that sale. These are door hangers. It's a little snowman. I paid 25 cents for him. He's not terribly old, but he has a jingle bell on him. And you hang them on your house interior doors, your front door, and when people come in and out, it's there, and it jingles a little bit. There's him. And then there's this guy here. He's got a star door hanger. And they're like that paper mache, puffy paper mache. Super cute. I'm probably going to lot them together, and it's like $10, $12 range, somewhere in there. I love picking up Christmas ornaments. I pick them up all year round. Christmas sells all year round. So, you know, that's all good. This one is a Mary and baby Jesus, and it has a little, I think it's the "For unto us was born in the city of David" from Luke on there. And yeah, Luke. I had to think for a minute. Yes, Luke. And then we have this little guy here. This reminds me of an American Greetings ornament. I don't know if it is. Let's see. Santa's Best. But it's got a pencil and a can, and it's spatulas for wings. So it's something my son would have made as a child. Honestly, it's so cute. It may be broken. I don't know. I think it might have had a propeller at some point. I can't tell. Or it might be that is the propeller. But if it's broken, well, it was like probably 10 cents at the little fresh shop, and it goes to the church, so I'm not going to mourn the loss of it. But I just noticed that it might add a propeller on there. I don't know. Or a bigger propeller. There are pieces of something on there, but I don't know if that's the whole propeller or part of the propeller. I'll know when I look it up, because I'll see and I'll say, oh, no, that's it, my mistake. So this is Blankets and Beyond. There you go. And it is a newer tag because the CE is on there. And it also always has like this here. But it's a little elephant, and it's pink, and it was probably 50 cents, and I'm going to say it'll probably sell for 10 to 12, maybe more. I'll pop it up here. Y'all know in a minute. So this is a little wooden goosey gander with her little basket of fruit. Looks like strawberries or berries or something. But somebody put a magnet on the back of her too, so I'll disclose it because that means you can hang it in your fridge if you want. But it wasn't intended to be that. It's actually an ornament. So again, $5 to $8, something in there. And a little turn bowl. You can tell it's turned because it's on the bottom of it. And they put it on a thing, and then they carve it and it spins around. It's just a little bowl. It might have been like for grinding things, but I didn't have a grinder. But it's 25 cents. I'll list it as a little trinket bowl. Probably sell for $15 to $20, give or take. And I picked up him. He is a from 2017, like Global International. He's a little nutcracker guy, ornament. I picked up at the first week, the first time I went to this sale, I picked up a green one, a red one, a gold one, a bunch of them, blue one. They had a bunch of them. This one was there this time that I didn't see last time, so I picked him up, and he has looks like a sword that he's holding, but the sword came unglued. So I'll add a little glue that and stick it back in there. But I think they're all listed for like $8 right now. The ones that I've listed so far, so figure 8 to 10 on them, something like that. So this is a North Pole Special Edition Hallmark ornament in the package new. Hallmarks, hit or miss, good or bad. The ones you want to look for are repaint. If it says in the corner or the top of it, it was a repaint. Some of those are worth hundreds of dollars. Definitely, even the little miniature ones, definitely look them up. And there are ones that are worth really a lot of money. I just bought, and you'll see in another video, you can go back and watch. I got a bunch of them at a thrift shop or a yard sale in a bag. And I bought them because there were the little golden books, like the little puppy dog, the Pokey Puppy, and the little kitten, and the tugboat books in the bag. And then there were like a couple Marilyn Monroe ornaments in there that I had gotten some Barbies at a yard sale last year, and a whole bunch of them. And, you know, they don't sell for a lot, but they do okay. And they take a while to sell. You know, it's going to take a little bit. But in that box, there were these 3 that were called like Nifty 50 ornaments. And they were like very like rare, hard to find, and selling for a lot of money. So those are great. But one of them is a bubble lights. It's an ornament. It's literally that big, okay? And it's an ornament of a box with 3 little bulbs and little like Santa reindeer or something on them. And, you know, it looks like an old box of the bubble lights from like the 50s. It was the first in the series of those, but it's not number 1 in the series because they made a series after that one. So it's super rare, it's super hard to find, and it's super expensive, and eBay is going to take it down because the bot thinks they're really bubble lights, despite saying that they're not. So I called them, and I talked to the lady on the phone, and she's like explaining they're not bubble lights. There's no electric, there's no liquid in them. They're not real bubble lights. They're a replica ornament of the old box from the 50s. They're pretend. They're like pretend, plastic, nothing. Are you sure they're not real? They're 2 inches big. I'm positive they're not real. The one bubble light is like 4 inches. They're not real. Like, are you sure? It's by Hallmark. I'm positive. Like, come on, lady. I'm looking. Like, it was unbelievably difficult. And after a week of them reviewing it, they still had not reinstated the listing. So I ended the listing, and I relisted it and very carefully worded it to assure that the bubble word was not in it. So we'll see. Will they take it down again? Because if they take it down again, I'm going to be very angry at them, because it's ridiculous to use AI to look at things and look for keywords. And I understand bubble lights cannot be listed, and I understand you're not allowed to list it. It's a zero. You're not allowed to list it. They're dangerous or whatever, they're probably not, but whatever, you're not allowed to list it. They got water in them, they can't be shipped. Okay, fine, great, understood, not a problem. That's not what this item is. That is not what it is. It is not what it is. It is not what it is. And you have to have discerning humans to talk to, so that, because I couldn't even explain it. Took me like a day to get somebody on the phone, because even the bot person you talk to is an idiot. Okay? Just an idiot. Doesn't understand, can't, because it can't think. It only knows what's programmed. It doesn't have an ability to discern outside of that. I was so frustrated. And then when I got a lady on the phone that still thought that it was real. No, they're not real. Are you looking at the picture of the listing? Like, look, you can see in the listing picture that it's an ornament. It's just, I was so aggravated. So aggravated. Like, come on, people. Let's not be, I get it. And if I make a mistake and list something that's supposed to be listed, and I'm very careful, I check toys and make sure they're not recalled. This I knew, the other wasn't, but this is not them. And I put it very clearly that it was an ornament, and it was plastic, and it was, a replica in the title. No, didn't work. Because it's AI and it doesn't know what it's talking about. It's frustrating. There are many ways AI can be helpful, but there's many ways AI is not human. Okay, it's just programmed to look for keywords, and it's going to just pull things it thinks. I've had it pull other things that should not anyway come down, and it's just ridiculous. It's frustrating. Oh, frustrating. Anyway, so these are stained glass ornaments, and I picked up a whole bag of them for like $1, $2. And there's all different colors in here, and there's a couple crosses in here, but there's blue, and there's iridescent, there's brown. I'll get to the iridescent. I thought that's what I was grabbing when I didn't grab it. There's iridescent crosses, and then there's smaller ones. They're like this size. So there's a whole bunch of them. I don't think I looked these up yet, but I'll probably sell them maybe in pairs or by color. And I'm going to say probably $20, $25 for 2 of them. So that will be good, but we shall see. We shall see how that goes. So we shall see. So this is a very cute teddy bear, and him's old. He is a Fisher-Price teddy bear from 1975. Oh, so cute. I don't think he sells for tons of money. I think I paid $1 for him, but he's cute, and he's not in bad shape. Like, he was in a plastic bag. And he's older, and he's loved, but he's not dingy, and his fur is pretty good, and everything seems to be attached. His leg might have been repaired at some point by somebody, but his tag still looks good. I mean, look at the tag. It's crazy. That tag looks so good, right? The color on the Fisher-Price is still there. You can see the date. It's great. So he was machine washable. He is. He's got shredded urethane material inside, but he's cute. I mean, he's got his eyes still. His eyes are like a leathery material, and he's got his nose, and he's still really good, and he's even got his bib still attached. So I'm going to say probably $20, $25 for him, but we'll see. And then we have this little ornament. It's just a little soldier guy on top of a drum. $10 to $15. Ish. Then this one is a baby Snoopy in a baby Pluto in a stocking. It is a Disney ornament, and it is Korea though, so it's older. Probably from the 70s. So Disney is weird. Sometimes great, sometimes not great, because everything's mass produced. So, but because he's older, I'm going to say maybe 15 to 18. And then this is a Melissa and Doug. Look at the cheeks on that bunny. He's so cute. Probably $10, $12, but adorable, and probably 25 cents, because most of the plush was 25 cents or 50 cents, and there were a couple that were $1. So I'm going to say that's probably where it fell into line there. And these are plastic, but they look like wood. They have that kind of old world look to them. And there's 2 of them. So I'll probably lot these together for $10, $12, something like that. Again, 25 cents, I think. We have this one, comes in a pouch. It's just an acrylic Santa Claus one. And those kind of things, some of them do real well too. But I'm going to say 12 to 15 on him. And I think he's got a tag. Hold on. It says nothing helpful. It says stop moving me. 1977. Amson Limited. Don't know who they are, but 1977. So that's always good. And then we have these guys. So I paid a little extra. I think these were like $2 each. $2. And it's Navajo sand art. It is stamped Navajo on the back, signed by the artist. Let me turn it over. Native Navajo Indian, handmade on the reservation. Okay, so it says that there. And that's the signature of the artist. And then it's stamped there, Navajo Nation. So this is sand art. So I knew it was good and I knew what it was. This is a sun. And I saw this one first and I was only going to buy this one. I ended up buying 3 different ones. One of them has a little bit of damage on the sand, but this one's really in nice shape. And I want to say upward of $50 per picture, which surprised me because I didn't realize it was going to be that much, but I was really happy that that was the case. Sometimes I do really well with just intuition, sometimes not as much. But here's another one. So cute. And this one is different on the back. Like, it looks like it was glued back into the frame, like it must have fallen out because it's like done on cork. Because you can see this one has some glue on the back, hot glue. But the name, it looks like Franklin or Frank something. It's in pencil over here. And then this is stamped here. Like there was something on this. And there's another name here. So I have to do a little research on that. But I'm going to say it's probably going to be the same thing. But some Native American items matter. Like the artist is pretty famous for their art. This is called Sun Shield. It's by Teresa. And this is the one that has a little bit, I don't know if it's lost or if it's just gray sand here. So I think it's gray sand because it's pretty consistent on all the corners. But again, this is framed and signed. They're all Navajo. This actually has hangers on the back of it as well, and they were all $2. So if they're all going to be around $50, that's $150 for 6, and that's good all day. Thank you so much. So I was pretty happy with all that. So that's it for this video. I hope you saw some things you liked. Please leave comments. Say hi. Happy to see you. I'd love to see your comments, and I will comment back. Not on there all the time, but I do go back and look through the comments periodically. Share with your friends. Hope you liked it. If you liked it, let me know. If you saw something that you know more about than I know about it, by all means, share. I don't know about everything that I pick up all the time. I don't, I have to look things up all the time consistently. That's why I'm pricing things over here when I'm doing the video, because I'm going through and double checking all the prices, and I have a system, but so that way you'll know how much things go, literally how much they sold for within the last 90 days. That sometimes is not going to be what I listed for, because sometimes in the last 90 days it hasn't sold a lot, or it's, low ball selling because people are cleaning out a room or something, or grandma passed away and, the kids don't know what anything's worth. And I also have Worth Point, which I'm not sponsored, but I actually have that. It's a paid for thing, and they have things up to 10 years. So you can go back and see, like, over 10 years, how many have sold, how you know, how much they've sold for, because sometimes things are rare and they don't come on the market a lot. And just because one sold in 90 days and that one was worth, like they sold for $20, you might find out on WorthPoint that 5 more sold and they're pretty unusual, and it should have sold for way more because people just didn't know what it was worth because they don't have WorthPoint. They're only looking on eBay. On eBay, you can look back 3 years if you use the research tool. Like there's a research part, but if you just look it up by typing it in and selecting sold, it's only going to show you 90 days. So there's 2 ways to look things up on eBay, which is why I'm so frustrated all the time with people like at work at thrift shops using eBay to try to look things up, and they're looking up what it's listed for, because I could list it for $1 million, but that doesn't mean that's what I'm going to sell it for. And lots of times when you look on the sold part, you'll see that it shows we call TerraPeak, shows like what it literally, they took an offer, but you can see what it actually sold for. When you just look it up as a search and selecting sold instead of, you know, what's listed, what is sold in the last 90 days, it's only showing you the price and it's crossing it out. So it might say $100 crossed out, and you think, well, it sold around $100. Maybe, but it also could have sold for 50 or 25, because people make lowball offers all the time, and there are people out there that listed it high and then realize maybe it didn't sell for that much, or they just want to get rid of it, and fine, that'll work, just give me the money because I need to get it sold. So if you look and you think it sold for near 100 and it's only really selling for 25, that's a big difference. So, you know, you gotta have other ways to look things up, and you have to do a little more due diligence on pricing, because what it's listed for is not going to always be what it's selling for. And you can see that. You can see when you go look something up, there'll be prices from like $100 to 10. And if it's listed for 10 and not selling, it's not selling for 100. Okay, so to be sure, so you have to look from the lowest to the highest and the highest to the lowest, and figure out somewhere in between is probably what is actually true and factual. And you also have to understand how fast things sell, which is the sell-through rate. So there's a little finagling to be done, but you know, it's not hard. You can figure it out. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out. Truly, it's not hard. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up. The sun just came up and I've been up for probably at 2 hours now. Leave a message and a comment. Let me know what you liked and you saw, and subscribe to the channel. You'll see when new content comes up. It'll show up in your subscriptions, my site, and you can see all the old ones, and you can see what's coming out new. And if you want to know when things go up, because I do post generally on Wednesdays, but you'll get a notification if you hit the little notification bell. So thank you guys so much for watching again, and yeah, I'll have a great day. Catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.